Cheers!
Welcome to Movie Bitches. Day 9 of the 12 days of Christmas.
Woo, woo.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love said to me, 9 minutes, 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese away, and a partridge in a pear tree. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Came out more like a train,
Woo, woo! Yeah.
Christmas train.
Oh, last stop to Christmas train. What was it?
Well, there's the Christmas train.
Of course.
Of course.
And then there's Last Train to Christmas.
Last Train to Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. What a terrible title. And an insane movie.
Still thinking about those wigs.
Oh my God.
Roger's somewhere behind this.
Sorry. You really want to open that can of worms, too? 'Cause
So today we are reviewing Three Wise Men and a Baby. Or as Avaryl, I think, aptly renamed it, One Wise Woman
Yes.
and Three Babies.
I guess
4?
I guess 4 babies.
Yeah.
You have not seen 3 Men and a Baby.
Correct.
Or 3 Men and a Little Lady.
No, is that...
That's the sequel to 3 Men and a Baby.
Okay. They should grow up, the baby.
Yes.
Into a little lady.
Into a Little Lady. I think you would like it more than this.
Okay.
Because it's got the powerhouse charisma of Ted Danson, Tom Selleck, and Steve Guttenberg.
Well, sure then, yes.
So, you know,
Yeah.
it's got that going on.
Yeah. Well, and turns out the mom, the One Wise Lady from this,
Is in the original movie.
so love that.
Oh, well, that's a lovely thing to do.
First things first.
Of course.
of course.
Shout out to our Patreon supporters. $5 a month gets you ad-free early access. $10 gets you access to our viewing parties. Second, make sure to subscribe. Click the bell button. Thumbs up. Share. Ho. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Letterboxd. Okay, so Three Wise Men and a Baby.
Yes.
Weird setup, premise.
Well, the
a little
original-
bit tedious and annoying.
The original movie,
Okay, yeah.
like, you know, it rides a lot, it relies a lot on the charisma of those 3 guys.
Yes.
It was the 80s,
Right.
you know, so there's a lot of like, in the before time, you know.
I'm sure it's a lot of like misogyny or like women belong in taking care of babies. Men don't take care of babies kind of thing.
Not as much as you'd think.
Okay.
I'm sure some, but not as much as you'd think.
Okay.
It actually turns into like more of a, not quite a thriller, but there's
Oh.
like a plot to...
Like an intrigue around the
Yeah,
baby.
there's like an intrigue. No, it's separate. It's like work related, and they're
Oh.
in like a, because Tom Selleck is there some kind of drug smuggling going on, or Tom Selleck's like an architect, and there's an empty building, and there's like a big action scene at the end when they're
wow.
doing some kind of stakeout, and it's like those 80s movies where on the surface you remember like the key fun scenes, and then you're like, fucking forgot about all that shit.
Sure.
That side plot that was going
weird
on.
random thing. Yeah.
But anyway, 3 Men and a Wise Baby. No, that's not what I said, but sure. 3 sons.
Yes. First of all,
Yeah.
I think we need to break down
Yeah.
who is this mom? Obviously, she's fabulous. What does she do?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Well, she does play the English teacher in Pretty in Pink.
Is there a problem, ladies?
No.
Andy, is there something going on between you and these ladies?
No, not that I'm aware of.
No, but in this movie,
Yes, what does she do?
So it turns out that their father
When
is
they
revealed later.
were-
Their father left when they were children,
Yeah.
young-ish. She lives in a house with
An enormous house.
enormous basement that one child lives in,
Yeah.
one human man.
Can you just act like a human boy for 1 minute here? Look at me like a person. You can't do it for more than a few seconds. Look at me like a human boy.
I don't think any of these men are younger than 35, probably younger than 40.
Yeah.
Let's just be real.
They didn't seem to be functioning. You know, it wasn't like, oh, well, have a really close family and they're all functioning together and they like to be around each other.
No.
It was, we all seem to have fucked up our lives.
Right.
And we're stuck in,
Well, they all hate each other or they all fight all the time. And so none of them
so
interacts.
one of them lives in the granny flat, one of them lives upstairs, one of them lives in the basement. I don't know where the mom is living.
So the first one we meet is the hot firefighter.
The movie lets us know right away he's hot because he's
shirtless.
smooth and shirtless.
Yeah.
You are strong, capable, a warrior. There is no obstacle you can't overcome, no mountain you can't climb. Lucas James Brenner, you are.
Honey, gonna be late.
Coming, Mom!
And talking to himself in the mirror, pumping himself up. You are strong, you was kind, you was important, very that. And then the one who lives downstairs is a video game programmer.
I gotta go. My mom's calling me.
Hi, honey, it's me.
I know. I can see your face, sort of.
Oh, I thought this was a call.
Is a curmudgeon and hates everyone and hates everything.
Yeah.
And so then he immediately gets fired.
He has a bad attitude.
Yes, at the Christmas party.
Yes.
Literally at the Christmas work party.
What you are is fine.
Where everyone's supposed to dress up in holiday clothes. It wasn't like everyone wear a Christmas sweater. It was like the one guy was dressed like Jack the Ripper, or like it was like a caroler, but it was like giving.
Was he a caroler or was he like Scrooge, like Father Christmas?
It was giving like Victorian.
It was Victorian.
I don't know.
Ebenezer.
London.
So you chose to ignore today's festive dress code?
I'm just here to fucking work and give me my paycheck. Don't make me do bullshit things. I don't know.
So
That's
he
too
gets
much.
fired because everyone hates him.
Yep.
Nobody likes you.
And then the other brother is a pet therapist.
But from the looks of it, he seems to be in pretty good spirits. So what seems to be the issue with him?
And the font on this opening, when it said 3 wise babies and a man, was very 12 Pups of Christmas. It was like red and green, and it was up for far too short of amount of time. And it was like, well, that's a long title. You need to leave it up for longer than that.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I think what we have to do with Alex is find a way to soothe him while he's listening to Christmas music. So we replace his feelings of rage.
You can't leave us, Erin.
He's a pet therapist who has social anxiety with everyone but his family, but he hates his family.
Yes, his instinct to anything basically is to hide, I guess.
Right.
Because their father left him. It's all a thing about trauma. It's really about a movie about generational trauma.
About generational trauma.
Generational trauma. Generational trauma, family trauma. You know, generational trauma.
Which is very humiliating and traumatic for him.
The oldest brother became their parent. The youngest brother fucked off and ignored everyone. And the middle brother went and hid away.
Yeah.
And
the mom
also seems to be a homosexual.
Who is a baby? Luke's got a baby. I'm an uncle?
I knew the minute I heard the gay inhale. And he literally goes, Diva, what are you doing here?
They all seem to be homosexual.
Allegedly. Okay, so.
I'm sorry. We looked it up. We looked at their Instagrams.
They
Apparently,
seem to be married.
All of them are married and have children.
Maybe they were playing it gay. Even though the movie wasn't telling us that. I mean, he quotes Mommy Dearest.
Okay, Mommy Dearest, I think we'll be just fine.
He's very upset about a white Zinfandel. I was like, what are we doing?
Absolutely not. That's like volunteering to bring wine to Christmas dinner and then showing up with a Zinfandel blend.
Come on! What?
Yeah, he quotes the noble fur is the noblest of all furs of noble
and noble. Is that a noble
fur?
You weren't home. The door was open, so I came over and I just made my... Is that a noble fur?
The noblest of furs.
Came in her pants. It was wild. So Baby shows up at the firehouse and he seems extremely surprised by this fact. And I was like, I feel like that's where they tell you to bring babies if you want to properly abandon them, right? Isn't that like...
That is correct. Most, at least these days, I believe, fire stations have like a baby abandonment station where it's like, it's anonymous, just don't hurt the baby.
Right.
Leave it here instead.
Yeah.
Who leaves a baby at a fire hall?
The note
there's
that's
a
left
note.
with the baby says Luke.
Luke, I have no one else to turn to. Please take care of Thomas.
His name.
Thomas is not your father.
Oh, Luke.
That was from Star Wars.
I know.
Luke, please take care of my baby. I'll be back at Christmas. I
Why
promise.
didn't they make that joke? Luke, you are not the father.
You really think they would have?
Luke, I am your father.
Luke, I'll be back. Take care of my baby till Christmas. I swear. I'm overwhelmed.
Signed anonymous.
So he takes the baby home and immediately shoulders this weight onto his mother.
He can stay here with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mom.
You did the right thing. It's good. It's okay.
Thanks, Mom.
Yep.
Expects her to take care of it.
Like everything else. Oh, Mom, thank you for helping me take care of this baby. Oh my God, I don't know. And then the mom gets a call from her sister who's fallen and has a concussion, and she has to go take care
leave.
of her.
Yeah. So of course the three brothers have to work together to take care of the baby. Blah blah blah. Oh, they learned, they grew, they evolved, and now they're all going to be emotionally more mature.
Yes, it was a little frustrating because it took far too long for them to work together, and it was a lot of being like, I'm annoying, I'm a mess, and I was like, just get on with it.
Like two old ladies.
Well, when you don't hear from somebody all day.
We were worried. We had no idea what you were doing.
So, quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more wise men.
More wise women.
Yes.
Remember that really weird line reading where they were like wrangling cats?
Do you remember how hard it was to get the three of you to smile at the same time? It was like wrangling cats.
And there was numerous digital Sims, interstitial establishing
shots. They're like, we
And I
can't
was
buy
like,
a real B-roll of a
what's
town.
happening? Is this where we're going? This is AI in the process of taking over.
I think so.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it was like, hey, Chat GPT,
Will you just
give
create
me
a snowy,
give me a flyover
snowy
of a
Duluth
snowy
town?
Yeah, yeah, weird.
I didn't care for it.
It looked awful.
It looked terrible.
It looked worse than his video game.
It did.
Hold on now. You game? Are you a gamer?
The bent tree.
Confused.
Never got an answer to why their tree was bent and fake.
And
They
then it
seemed to
disappears.
buy a new tree. Maybe that's why they bought the new tree.
Right.
There was no discussion about the bent tree.
Nope.
It was just in the background quite frequently. Wasn't sure. At some point, they're fighting, and the fireman brother says, I never answer your group chats because all you send is cat gifs.
They're just usually annoying cat gifs.
How dare you?
It's
Those are
pronounced
adorable.
GIF.
No, he
Oh,
doesn't say that.
yeah.
He says, those are adorable. I was like, what? It was right there.
Right there.
Those are absolutely adorable. Don't let him get to you.
But the most important thing to talk about in this entire movie is Mark Clark.
We're plotting to overthrow Mark in a Christmas decorating competition to win our mother a cruise.
Mark.
LeClark?
Oh.
So there's a snowman. There's a double snowman snowmobile.
Snowmobile. Bobsled? Snowmobile.
Snowmobile, inflatable.
Lawn decoration.
That just is always on
Perpetually
in the
in
background.
motion, and the big one in
Just
the back is
riding that little twink snowman. It's just every time, and it was always, and it just made me laugh every time.
just always in the background.
Really made me laugh.
Yeah.
Just kept showing up.
It really did. He was so weird. He also seemed pretty gay to me.
And the ginger at the bar.
The ginger twink friend.
Really?
He seemed gay. Everyone seemed gay, and I was like, "What's going on here?" And then I really wanted the hot fireman to be gay.
Are you sure he isn't yours?
Yes.
Well, there
I
was,
mean, like,
at a
there
certain
was a
point,
moment.
he says to his mom, she's like, are you sure you're not the dad?
yours?
And he's like,
I'm so sure. Okay?
I am
I'm
100% certain
it is
it's
not my
mine.
child. And we're like, cause I'm gay.
Right, because I have never had sex with a woman. I guess it was just because I haven't had sex in a year.
Sure. We
and
never,
a half?
we never find out.
We never found
they
out
don't
how we
examine
knew.
it, but it would have been interesting if he was like, oh, because of this reason or
Yeah.
that reason. So anyway, they grow, they're annoying, and they take care of the baby, but really they should have called social services most of the time.
Most of the time. They
And,
go take it to a Christmas market where they all buy elf
They
costumes.
dress like sexy elves.
They thought this was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. This was the promo
Sure.
imaging.
Right, of course.
That's what this was for.
Of course.
The annoying, that doesn't narrow it down.
Nope. The video game
The video
brother.
game guy has a woman at work that they used to date that might have a kid. I wasn't
I
sure
think
about
she
that.
did. I think she did.
And they get together and make up by the end.
Yeah.
The pet therapist guy meets an equally opposite socially awkward in that she can never fucking stop talking.
Correct.
I don't have children. Not that I'm not interested in kids. I have a friend that has 2 sets of twins, and I thought you might be hungry, so I made this casserole.
Oh.
With a Yorkie he's trying to help.
Right.
They end up together at the
Yeah.
end.
Opposites attract.
And then the hot fireman
Uh-huh.
ends up with the mom that shows up.
Oh, I guess he did end up with her in the end?
I mean...
She didn't seem interested in him at all.
If you ever need any help with Thomas, I'd love to.
Thank you.
She was just like, I just needed somewhere to turn for a few days to get shit together, and
Yeah.
now here I am. I thank you, I guess. She didn't seem particularly grateful to be like, it's just not a normal thing to me to be like,
Right.
I abandoned my child at a fire station
Well, and then
said, I'll be back
shows
for
up-
Christmas. Thanks for just taking care of him.
Well, okay, so the also...
Oh, right, the culmination.
There is a big Christmas decoration competition that...
And the grand prize is a cruise.
is just on their street, just between
in the,
two
in
people,
the
one
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
in
Anyway,
the- I don't know.
So they're gonna
It's just one town. It's in South Bumfuck.
Nothing like North Haven at Christmas.
they're gonna team up and they're gonna decorate the house.
Oh my God! Remember when it was like a weird commercial? Like we were so thrown off because it felt like it was like in the middle of the movie.
It's almost showtime.
Hello and welcome to the Channel 7 News annual Spirit of Christmas competition.
They got this big grand plan, blah blah blah, but the breaker blows, and so they have to put on this weird performance where they're the wise men.
Right, they're all the nativity. They're the 3 wise men. There's a baby, the baby Jesus,
Yes.
and then
Joseph is absent.
Out of the dark to challenge LeClark. Will they miss the mark or hit it out of the park?
Well, it was really funny. So then the newswoman, they like finish this big, dramatic and pour our hearts out.
yeah,
And we whatever.
and the wise men and Jesus.
And we shall rejoice in the glory of the King.
And the winner is Mark Clark by a country mile. That was terrible. What the fuck was that?
Safe to say we have a clear winner here. Let's hear it for Mark LeClark by an absolute country mile.
Boo! It was great. That really made me laugh. But then the mom that abandoned the baby shows up at their house.
This is amazing.
Thomas, my baby.
I didn't know what.
No, she showed up in the street.
In front of their house.
Well, right.
But like in the street. So I'm like, okay, 2 options. Either she was watching the news, saw that it was Luke with the baby, was reminded that, the baby, and came to their house, or she just knows where he lives and showed up and hoped that he would be there with the baby and didn't give it to social services.
Right? And this idea of like, oh no, don't worry, she's not abandoning the child. She'll be back for Christmas.
It was just I freaked out for 3 days. There's the same problem with 3 Men and a Baby, where you're the whole time you're kind of like, one of them might be the dad,
Right.
and you're kind of like, did she abandon the baby? Like, I don't know if we can come back from this. Like, at a
Right.
certain point, you almost wish that they just raised the baby together.
I thought that's what the movie was.
No.
Oh.
It's the same. It's like, oh, I came back. Oh my God, I was so overwhelmed. And so it never quite works. I feel like the best example of it emotionally working is probably Big Daddy.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they have it's not a baby, it's like a kid, and they
Right.
connect, and he grows, and he's not going to be the dad, but he's like taking care of him and being that foster parent for the time being.
I don't remember the circumstances of that. adopt. Or
Isn't it? It's Jon Stewart's baby, and his ex-girlfriend drops it off at their shared house with Adam Sandler, and she's like, it's your turn to take care of the baby, and he's like on a work trip and is like, I don't know, and he's like, and you have to, and so Adam Sandler takes care of the kid, and
like it's your week, it's your month or whatever.
It's like you have a kid. Also, I'm sick of taking care of it, so it's yours for a while, kind of thing.
Weird.
Yeah, it was a lot.
That is. Yeah, or obviously like an Auntie Mame situation where it's like, oh, the parents died and now here all of a sudden.
Well, now, read me all the words you don't understand.
Libido, inferiority complex, stinko, blotto, free love, bathtub gin, cubism, squift, neurotic, heterosexual.
Oh, my, what an eager little mind. You won't need some of these words for months and months.
Like that could work too.
Right.
You know, oh my God. I mean, then you have like the tragedy and sorrow of our brother's dead.
It's a slightly flawed concept.
But also, why not just have it be like, oh, he works at the fucking firehouse, but then he didn't want to give it to child services, but then that's weird.
The whole thing is, it doesn't quite.
And why didn't she just go to him in person and say, hey, you helped deliver my baby.
I know you're a good guy.
I know you're a good guy. I really need some help. I just need someone to watch me. I don't want to get in trouble with child services. Can I trust you to just do the right thing? Because like you're really risking a lot.
She could have lost the baby.
She could have absolutely lost the baby in any reasonable sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very bizarre.
But anyway.
Right, sorry. It's a Hallmark movie.
Well. Isn't Little Red Walking Hood? Not today, Mark. Nice flower. Come with a walker and some fuzzy slippers. Nice truck. Did it come with an unearned sense of self-confidence? No.
It was, you're right. It was a little more.
It was like. Anyway, this one was okay. There was some weird things.
Yeah.
Ish. Some stuff to talk about, but it was all right.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. Cheers.
Cheers.